Hey everybody, happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Sending this video out to you today because I mentioned previously in one of my other videos that April is Financial Literacy Month. So this is near and dear to my heart. So I want to have some activities about and around this subject of financial literacy this month. But first of all, what is financial literacy? Why is everybody making such a big deal about it? Well, I did some research on definitions of financial literacy, and this is one definition that I came up with. This is how one site described financial literacy. The confluence of confluence of financial, credit, and debt management knowledge that is necessary to make financially responsible decisions. I don't know. First I gotta look up confluence. But anyway, this sounds a little complicated. So I'm just gonna toss that one away. Financial literacy is simply this: having the brains to make smart money management decisions. If you're not smart about your money, you're dumb about your money. And I've done my share of dumb things with money. So I'm not a stranger to it, which is why I started educating myself and gained financial literacy. Why is financial literacy so important nowadays? Basically because most Americans are dumb and financially illiterate when it comes to their money. You don't believe me? Got some statistics to back it up. 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Miss one paycheck and it's disaster. Roughly 1/4 do not set aside $1 of savings each month. Nearly 3 in 4 workers say they are in debt today. And here's a result of what happens when all of these Americans are not saving each month. 40% of Americans don't have $400 in the bank for an emergency. $400 they don't have in case of an emergency. Car breaks down, they're done. Or they're reaching for the credit card and adding on more debt. Only 34% of respondents in a recent FINRA study, if you don't know what FINRA is the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. They are the cops who manage guys who handle securities. I used to be managed by them when I had my licenses, and they are no joke. Which is one of the reasons I got out. I could not stand all the micromanaging in my life because I wanted more freedom to do this type of thing that I'm doing right now. Anyway, FINRA does this National Financial Capability Study every so often to gauge how Americans are doing with financial literacy. Get this, only 34% of respondents got 4 out of 5 questions right. That means 1/3 got it right, but worse than that, 2/3 of Americans failed financial literacy. They're financially illiterate. But it gets worse when you dig down, because look at the ethnic numbers. Whites and Asians got 3.2 correct answers out of 6. Hispanics got 2.6 correct answers out of 6. Blacks got only 2.3 answers correct out of 6. The disparities in this country are horrifying. What does that really mean though? What does it all come down to? It boils down to this simple fact. You need to be smart about how you earn, spend, save, invest, protect, give, and pass on your money. How are you doing in these areas? Because the answers to those questions will determine whether or not you pass or fail the test of financial literacy. So let's drill down and just look at each one of those topics. When it comes to earning, are you earning enough to meet your basic financial needs? And or do you have multiple streams of income so that if one gets cut off, like a lot of people's did in this recent pandemic, you have something to fall back on? Now let's move on to spending. Do you understand how to set up and maintain a workable budget that dictates how your money is spent each month, so that you're not wondering where your money went each month? Rather, you've already told it where to go. What about saving? Do you have a regular plan in place to save? Do you have at least $1,000 emergency fund so that if something comes up in the most basic sense, you can meet it without plunging into debt, or worse yet, having no resources to meet it at all? Investing. See, investing is different from saving. Do you have a regular plan to invest for your retirement each month? Do you know how much you should be investing into retirement each month so that you can retire at the age you want to and at the level, the quality of life that you want to? Protecting your money. Well, there's a couple of things that can threaten your money. One of them is debt. So if you're carrying debt, do you have a written plan to pay down and eliminate that debt from your life? Also, when it comes to protection, do you understand the different types and levels of insurance that you should have in your life in order to protect all your hard-won assets? Because one thing can go wrong and wipe out decades of hard work and assets that you have accumulated over the course of an entire lifetime. Giving is an important part of any financial plan. See, because there's an unwritten plan that what you give comes back to you. And let me illustrate it this way. See this fist? You can't get anything out of it. No one can force you to give. But you know what else? No one can put anything into it either. See, money flows to and through your life when you have an open hand, when you have a giving heart. In the absence of that, you're stunting and sabotaging your own financial future. Lastly, let's talk about passing it on. Do you have a basic will in place? Or will your kids be fighting over your assets? Or even worse, will your estate pass into probate and the state determines how your assets are going to be divided up after your death? Do you have an effective estate plan so that your assets are passed on in the most tax advantaged way possible? Rich people understand that. That's why they're rich. And that's why their kids are rich too. And in the most basic sense, are you having regular conversations with your children about basic money management on a regular basis? Are you educating them about how to be smart with money, how not to get into debt, how to have a budget, how to save, how to spend, how to invest? These are conversations you need to be having with your children. Don't let them figure it out themselves. So, those are 7 topics that will determine your level of financial literacy. So here's what I've done. I've decided that over the course of this month, I'm going to be releasing videos that dive deeper into each one of those topics to help you to understand whether or not you're financially literate. How are you scoring in that area? Are you a pass or are you a fail? So I just wanted to put that out there for you. Let you know that I have a lot of interesting things coming up this month. I have some challenges in store for you. I have some giveaways, and I have one major announcement that I'm sure you're going to want to be in touch, tuned in to hear about. So that's all I have for today. Thank you very much. I wish you well. Please have a great week and do stay safe. Bye now.